A fast name does not mean a regulated broker. BoltFX.net presents itself as an online trading platform offering access to Forex, cryptocurrencies, indices, and other financial instruments. The website uses confident marketing language, promises competitive trading conditions, and promotes itself as a professional broker. At first glance, it looks like many modern CFD platforms, but once we move from design to verifiable facts, the structure becomes far less convincing. BoltFX appears to target retail traders looking for leveraged market access. It promotes trading opportunities and potentially high returns, typical of CFD brokers. However, the key question is not how attractive the offer sounds. The key question is whether the platform is properly regulated and legally authorized to hold and manage client funds. Based on publicly available verification, BoltFX does not present a clearly verifiable regulatory license tied to the domain BoltFX.net. Searches through official public registers do not confirm the presence of a licensed broker operating under this exact name and domain. That absence changes the entire risk profile. Brief summary. BoltFX.net promotes itself as a trading broker providing access to global markets. It uses standard broker-style language and branding. However, verification through official regulatory registers does not confirm a valid financial services license attached to the platform. There is no clearly disclosed regulator, no confirmed investor protection scheme, and no independently verifiable supervision. This combination creates elevated risk, including potential withdrawal issues and lack of legal recourse. General information about the project. Project name, BoltFX. Website, https boltfx.net. Project type, online broker offering CFD-style trading. Regulation, not confirmed through major official registers. License, not publicly verifiable. Minimum deposit, not clearly defined under regulated conditions, typically positioned for retail access. Leverage, advertised or implied leverage consistent with CFD trading. Exact limits not transparently governed by a recognized regulator. Domain registration, publicly available WHWIZ data, indicates relatively recent registration, with ownership privacy protection enabled. Registrar and DNS, standard international registrar services, likely using protective infrastructure such as Cloudflare. Now to regulation. A legitimate broker operating internationally must be listed in official supervisory registers. These include the Financial Conduct Authority Register in the United Kingdom at https://register.fca.org.uk, the Cyprus Securities and Exchange Commission at https://www.cisec.gov.ci, and the Australian Securities and Investments Commission at https://connectonline.asic.gov.au, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission at https://www.sec.gov, Edgar, SearchEdgar, Company Search, and FINRA Broker Check at https://brokercheck.finra.org. If targeting Russian-speaking clients, the Central Bank of Russia warning list at https://www.cbr.ru, inside warning list, is also relevant. Verification through these official public registers does not confirm the presence of a valid license for BoltFX connected to BoltFX.net. The legally precise formulation is important. Checks in official supervisory databases do not confirm regulatory authorization for this domain. Without confirmed oversight, the platform cannot be considered a regulated broker in major financial jurisdictions. This distinction matters because regulation is not decorative. A licensed broker must segregate client funds, meet capital adequacy requirements, submit to audits, and provide structured dispute resolution mechanisms. An unlicensed broker has no enforceable obligation under recognized financial supervision frameworks. If problems arise, there may be no regulator to file a formal complaint with and no compensation scheme to rely on. Looking at the services model, BoltFX appears to offer CFD trading. CFDs are complex instruments that carry a high risk of rapid loss due to leverage. In regulated environments such as the European Union or the United Kingdom, Leverage for retail traders is strictly limited and risk disclosures are mandatory. If a platform offers high leverage without clear reference to regulatory limits, it raises questions about compliance. Another important issue is conflict of interest. Many unlicensed CFD platforms operate as dealing desks, meaning the platform may act as the counterparty to client trades. In such a structure, client losses can directly benefit the platform. In regulated markets, this model must be transparently disclosed and supervised. Without confirmed regulation, there is no independent authority ensuring fair execution or price integrity. WOS and technical analysis add context. BoltFX.net shows domain privacy protection, meaning the real owner is not publicly visible. While privacy services are not illegal, the combination of hidden ownership and absence of regulatory confirmation reduces transparency. The domain appears relatively young compared to established brokers that typically maintain long operational histories tied to documented regulatory records. Short domain age combined with aggressive trading marketing is a pattern frequently observed in high-risk investment projects. Established brokers usually secure domains for multiple years and build a verifiable track record. A short registration cycle suggests limited long-term commitment. Legal transparency is limited. A legitimate broker clearly discloses its full legal entity name, registration number, governing jurisdiction, and regulatory authority. It provides a binding client agreement tied to enforceable law. In the case of BoltFX, there is no clearly verifiable top-tier regulator publicly tied to the domain. There is no confirmed investor compensation scheme. There is no transparent statement confirming segregation of client funds under regulatory supervision. Key structural risk indicators include absence of confirmed license in official registers, absence of a named regulator tied to the domain, limited corporate transparency, no confirmed investor protection mechanism, elevated risk of capital loss, and possible withdrawal issues due to lack of enforceable oversight. How to avoid similar scams. Always verify a broker's license directly through official regulator websites, not through badges or claims on the broker's own page. Use the FCA, SISEC, ASIC, SEC, or FINRA official portals and confirm that the legal entity name and domain match exactly. Be cautious with platforms offering high leverage without clear regulatory backing. In most strict jurisdictions, retail leverage is capped. If you see extremely generous leverage terms with no regulator mentioned, that is a red flag. Do not trust certificates hosted on unknown domains. Real financial regulation is always verifiable through a government-run website. Pay attention to pressure tactics. If account managers push for quick deposits, larger investments, or urgent funding to unlock higher profits, treat that as a warning sign. Look at the domain history. A recently created domain combined with big promises is not a stable foundation for financial trust. Final conclusion. Based on publicly verifiable information, BoltFX.net cannot be considered a confirmed licensed broker. Checks through official supervisory registers do not confirm regulatory authorization. The absence of transparent regulation, combined with CFD-style trading risks and limited legal clarity, creates a high-risk environment for investors. Our experts recommend refraining from any financial interaction with this project. In finance, regulation is verified in a public register, not promised on a homepage.